Well, hey family, good morning. This is Darlene stopping by like really quick. So yesterday I kind of tapped on a little bit about I'm working on more journals for my Amazon store. And right now I've got about 200 and maybe 225 different journals in my Amazon store. And I did some people found me on Facebook. Thank you for finding me. Some people found me on Facebook, and then some people sent me emails asking for the link for the journals, but the link is in the description down there. And I think it says something about check out our lined or prompt and line journals. I think that's what it says, and it's right down there in the description. And when you click on it, it should take you to my Amazon store. So that's my Amazon store for my journals. And I literally, do the journals myself. I put these together, I publish them, I do everything, and then I sell them through Amazon. So this one in particular is not kind of like a journal, but this one is the emotional self-care for Black women, well, any woman, but in particular because I am a Black woman. For Black women, crush depression plus anxiety using faith. 101 prompts, motivational Bible verses on faith, affirmations, and positive quotes to help nurture your spiritual plus mental health. And it's by Darlene Knight. A lot of times we get into these mental spaces. And we get into these mental spaces because of life situations that we may be a part of at the moment. And then sometimes these spaces and situations that we are in are not because of us. They could be because of loved ones, our children, our mates, our family members, anybody. And we internalize a lot of that stuff. And if you don't release what is there by communicating it by way of verbal or written, before you know it, you're running around being a basket case, and you're going off on everybody, going off on a sense of being dismissive, being judgmental, just being mean and nasty to people. And that's only because we need to release a lot of time for the things that we are going through. And we may not have anybody to talk to about it. So I have been a journaler pretty much my entire life from the time I started to write. And I think I mentioned this in a video before. When we were in the car with my mother, we would take a lot of road trips. So my mother was real big on paper, pencils, and books. So she would make us read, like each of us would, and it's 6 of us, each of us would have, 7 with my older sister that was adopted out. But she would make us all have a book. We would have to read a chapter each, like on our road trips. So I read my chapter, my sister read her chapter, brother read his chapter, and there was a rotation like that. And not only that, though, she made us write essays. She made us write down what we read. And in addition to that, she made us write down our thoughts. Well, what are you guys thinking about? How do you feel about certain situations? Well, how did school go? So she was really big on communicating. And if you couldn't verbalize it, you needed to write it down. And she made sure we all had journals. The boys didn't want journals or diaries. So she would get them tablets and, like the little fun pens and stuff like. So my mother was really good on that. So I grew up doing that, and I really do know how important it is and the benefit of writing things down. I really truly understand that. And not only that, writing things down, your thoughts, your goals, your visions, all these type of things are like a roadmap, and it helps you to keep everything in alignment as it relates to what your plan is, what your goal is, what a distraction can be, what's beneficial to you and all those good things. So I did come up with this little book, Emotional Self-Care. So in it, when you go inside of the book, this is in the Amazon store, how to use this self-care prompt journal. For God gave us a spirit, not a fear, but of power and a love and self-control. That's Timothy. Anything that you see me do and say and all that good stuff is going to be pretty much biblically or spiritually based, because that is who I am at the core. So you have affirmations in here, and then it'll have questions at the top. And the questions are basically like prompt questions. They prompt you to dig deep and then write those things down. And then at the bottom here, you get either a quote, a Bible verse, like some type of encouraging quote or something. But at the top is always going to be a question, in this book. And then on the back of it, of course, it gives you a little information about Kelly and Company journals. And then, of course, you've got Darlene, a little bit about Darlene. But this one is the emotional self-care book. So this one is on the is in my Amazon store. And then this one is just a regular journal. This one is a lined journal. As you can see, it's just lined. When you open it up, it says, hey family, and then it gives you a little information, like just kind of, talking about starting a journal is like starting a new life. To start a journal, you just need to be willing to write. You just need to be willing to write. You don't have to write well. You just need to have the desire to do it. Just open the journal to a page, then let your words flow. And some people will be like, well, I don't know what to write in a journal. I want a journal, but I don't know what to write in a journal, right? You're basically writing your thoughts. You're writing your thoughts. You're writing your goals. You're writing your vision. Write down your plan, whatever it is that you can't communicate to somebody else, or you communicate to somebody else and you don't get the feedback that you want, right? So you're writing it down to yourself. And I'm telling you, when you write in your journal and you go back maybe some days later or a week later or something, and you read what you wrote, it is like the most amazing thing. Or even if you just write down your goals, what your goals are, and then come back to your journal, the beginning of whatever it is that you wrote, maybe like a month later, I guarantee you'll be writing a line, putting a line through goals that you've accomplished, because it's a roadmap. I mean, it really, really does help. But this is one of them. This one says succeed. And then we have this one that says peace. And this is also a line journal. And on the back of this one, it just says journal. And then this one is write the vision down and make it plain. So in this one, this is the line journal too. And a lot of people, I sell a lot of these too, like even when I do little events, they might be like church events, some type of spiritual events and stuff. I will have a lot of the journals on the table, and the journals sell really, really well. And that's really, really well. And this one is a goal planner. So this one is a goal planner, and when you open it, it is literally a planner. And it says at the bottom, write the vision down, make it plain on the tablet, so he may run who reads it, for still the vision awaits its appointed the vision awaits its appointed time. That's literally writing down what you plan to do, what your goals are, and I promise you, you will accomplish those things, because it's a roadmap when you begin to write things down. And I think what happens too, we're scattered in our thought. We're scattered because I know a couple people have put I've seen on their Facebook pages where they might have wrote that things are overwhelming. There's so much I want to do. I don't know where to start, like all these different things. And I read this type of stuff all the time, where people will just kind of mention that. And my thought with that is, if you write it down, you can always go back to it and you can put it in order. It's almost like having a closet full of clothes, and you take all those clothes and you just throw them on the bed and you just digging through. It's like, okay, well, I don't know what to wear. I don't know what to do. As opposed to in your closet, you have the reds with the reds, the blacks with the blacks, the blues with the blues, the prints with the prints, the maxi dresses with the maxi dresses, the sleeveless dresses with the sleevey dresses. That's organization, and so it goes for thought. So it goes for thought. And when your thought is very organized like that, that sense of overwhelmingness is not there, because you've written it down. You have an order in which you're wanting to do these things, because you can write these things down. Well, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. So if a person says, well, I'm going to start a business. Well, what type of business do you want to start? You know what? I don't know. I think I might want to do candles. I think I might want to start a little babysitting service for pets. Or you know what? I think I want to start making doggy cookies and, that type of thing. And then you say, okay, well, how are you going to get that started? Well, you know what? I don't even know. But if you write those things down, I want to start the business. Okay, then what do I need to start that business? First of all, I want to do my research. I want to get myself educated. So these are things that you're writing down. Once I get myself educated, okay, you know what? That's cool. I'm going to go get my little business license, little permits, everything I need to do. I'm going to come up with some recipes for the doggy cookies. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Oh, okay, maybe at some point the website. All these things, but all those thoughts are in your mind. And you can't organize them. So the best way to organize them is to write the stuff down. And that's what journals are for. And this one is, I got a nice little line of these for teen kids. And this one is, this is also a line journal. Because teens usually need to use these for different things. So I put, little words in here. You got this. Throughout the pages. Keep going. And let's see, make today great. And then in the back of the book, worry less, like a movie review. So then I do have one book on, I might have two of them on in the Amazon store, where it's all about like movie reviews and television reviews, because teens like to watch stuff. So I did do like a whole book of like movie review, TV reviews, like, they watch it, they write it down. And then it's something that they might be able to want to share at some point. And then, of course, it tells you about more. So this is one. This one is for the kiddies. Not kiddies, but teens. This one I have a whole nice little series for teenage people. And then this one is She is Clothed in Strength. And this one is I'm Not Your Average Everyday Journal, and it's not. You got some affirmations in here, and then Habakkuk 2:2, based on, and the Lord answered me, write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. For still the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay. Vision. Purpose, goals. You have to write those things down. And as you write those things down, it's a plan. It helps you to see the direction in which you're going in. And I think that's what happened with a lot of people. People, we sometimes don't have a clear direction for which we want to go or the things we want to do. So the best thing to do is write them down. That's why people write books on marketing, on self-development. They write books because they know that those books are a real good source of direction for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't know where to start. The hard thing is finding a starting point. Where do I start? And that is the most difficult thing for a lot of people, and regardless to whatever it is that they want to do. It's the starting point. You have to find a starting point and then start from there. And then the best way to do that is to write it down, organize it, and then run. Also here is just a little copyright section. And then this one is a little contract, awareness contract. So that's in this book. And then we have manifested, self-visualization, who I am, my relationship, wealth, career, health, spiritual, travel. All these things are good things to write down. My favorite quotes, gratitude list. My whole thing is being thankful and having gratitude. And I have learned when you are grateful for whatever it is that God has blessed you with in this moment, in this very moment, he will continue to bless you going forward. But you got to be thankful. You got to be grateful for what it is that you have at this very moment. And then in this one, manifested. So you start in the morning manifestation, action steps, visualization, and it's all about goal setting, basically. Goal setting, what you see your life looking like day by day, every day. Also knowing that God has a plan for our life, and regardless of what we plan, his plan is the ultimate plan. But it is okay for us to set plans for our day. And in doing that, always asking, if it be your will, then I would like for this to be. And if it's not your will, whatever your plan is for my life, I will accept that. But it is okay to write things down, because Habakkuk said that. Write the vision down and make it plain. And then many times, the vision that you have, the ideas that you have, the goals that you have, those are coming straight from the Holy Spirit. And then a lot of times because of disobedience, we will miss blessings because we won't write things down, because we won't act on things. There are things, and you can look up and be like, man, I was just thinking about doing that, and now somebody else is doing it. But it came to you first, and you were disobedient in it, so now somebody else has it, right? So a lot of times, even if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you wake up with an idea, write it down. And then examine it in the morning, or examine it when you get time to come back to it. But anyway, that's what this little book is, affirmations. And final scripting is basically putting it all together. Putting it all together. The conclusion of what it is that you wrote, your manifestations. So in every one, you have a final scripting. And that's the conclusion of what you wrote prior to. It's a really good little journal, and I use these myself. You know, the idea came because I journal, and then this is like the whole everything. But anyway, wanted to share these because a couple people found me on Facebook. It wasn't even a couple; it was like 4 people found me on Facebook. And thank you again for seeking me out, asking me questions, and asking me about the journals and if I can present them to you. This is just some, and if you go to my Amazon. The Amazon store, the link is in not the actual Amazon store with products for jewelry and stuff, but it's the Amazon store for the journals. The link is down there in that description, and you get a chance to see, I think it's like 225 of them. And I am working on like new designs and new journals and different things. And I had even thought, I do sell them at different places, you know, like when I do different events and everything. And I am going to be probably selling more of these because the journals do really well. And I have found that when I go out to these different events, everybody has jewelry. You know, like everybody is making, and that's good stuff. Everybody is making jewelry. The jewelry is all different. It's all, you know, what it is very unique and all that good stuff. So for me, I think if I do any, because holidays are coming up too. And then people are always looking for really good gifts, you know, to get people. And you would be amazed how many people, you know, journal, how many people, you know, like to write and organize their thoughts and do those things. Because every time I sell these books anywhere I am, they sell out like that. And they tend to do really well on Amazon too. So that's really good stuff. But anyway, you ask, I gave, and everybody be sure to have a really, 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 really good day. And we'll talk.